Hello, good evening. I don't know if anybody has popped on yet. We're just now starting to go live, and I have right now a sketch of Ahsoka on the drawing board that I'm going to put some inks on shortly. Just bear with me for one moment as I finish setting up here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I've got a little rough pencil sketch of Ahsoka on the Bristol board, Bristol pad. Getting ready to do some inks tonight. Of course, Ahsoka, famous from Star Wars, Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels. Amassed quite a following, become quite a popular character of her own. She was, of course, Padawan to Anakin, and we're just going to go ahead and dive right into this. So, if anyone is watching right now, so the way I've got this set up tonight as I start doing some sketching, I'm going to be kind of drawing, trying to periodically take a look at comments. So, if you have a question, comment, whatever that you post, I may or may not see it during the live broadcast, but if I don't see it during the live broadcast, I will try to answer any questions or follow up with anyone in the comment thread afterwards. So as I get dead air in between inking, just bear with me. So last week I did a drawing board session where I basically just did a little finishing up to a Darth Maul sketch. And I'm going to try to do some weekly kind of live drawing board sessions. What I'm doing is, if you're unfamiliar, if you were here last week, you probably heard the spiel already, but if you're unfamiliar, I'm heading up to Star Wars Celebration in, about a month, less than a month at this point, probably right around a month. And so one of my personal ideas that I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to do some art drops while I'm up there. I did some art drops not so recently at this point, but last year during Treasure Coast Comic-Con I did a few during that event. And it's just kind of a fun little way to leave some original artwork in places and post some clues on social media, and let people, if they're following along, maybe they find a little sketch or a piece to add to their collection. I guess you could say it's kind of like the whole rock craze that's been going on around here lately. Martin County Rocks, PSL Rocks, it's sort of in that same vein. Except I've been watching artists do art drops for a while now, and did the one last year, and my goal is to do a few more. So if anyone is watching and anyone is planning on going to Star Wars Celebration, make sure you follow me on the various social media. It's here on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Those are the biggies. And maybe you will find a piece of artwork if you are so inclined. And if you're not, that's okay too. So of course, since with Star Wars Celebration right around the corner, obviously for the next few weeks, my plan is to do several different Star Wars related characters. But then after that, we have Free Comic Book Day will be coming up. That's the first Saturday in May. And that's when it's to just kind of promote getting kids involved in reading earlier and introduce people to comics, that kind of a thing. So all the publishers, or most of the publishers at least, put together some free books to send out for that day. And shops will sometimes try to do little events with giveaways, cosplayers. Sometimes they'll get artists and writers involved. So I'm going to try to do maybe another art drop during that period. So for anyone who is watching who is local, meaning Treasure Coast, St. Lucie County, and stay tuned, and then on that day we might have some other artwork out there. So thanks to everyone who is tuning in. I'm not keeping a real close eye on the live stats, so I apologize if I'm missing any comments or questions or things like that. But I will go back through. If I don't see them live, I'll check them out in the thread afterwards, or in a little while. I'll take a break here to try and take a look at those. So in addition to the live broadcast, which is going on my iPhone right now, I've also got a GoPro set up here, kind of shooting a little time lapse of this process. So once this is done, what happens is I will, of course, archive the video on the Facebook page if anybody wants to go back and see it. It will also go over to my YouTube channel, and I will be sure to also post the time-lapse video once it's ready. All kinds of content. Content, right? Sometimes I think my pencils might be a little too loose on this. I'm just So hopefully, if all goes according to plan, I am going to continue doing some of these live broadcasts on Tuesday evenings, just like we're doing right now, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to try to kind of consistently do this, at least leading up to Celebration, possibly through Free Comic Book Day. We are going to kind of see how it goes. This is the second one we've done, so, or at least in this quasi series. And if you're watching, if you have any ideas, thoughts, requests for future sketches, feel free to leave those in the comments. I can't promise that I will get to all of them, but I'm always looking for ideas, and sometimes I can pull them right from there, and that would work out great. How's everyone doing in the observation area right now? So we had a little fun with these art drops during Treasure Coast Comic Con. At least I had fun with it. Hopefully the folks that found the art did. I think a few of them did. And what's neat is what I'll do is once these are ready, I'm going to put them all in kind of their own, each individual sleeve, and then there's going to be a decal that I'm making that will go on top too that will clearly identify, saying, hey, this is part of the art drop. It will include hashtag, it'll include some social media information, and hopefully maybe we'll hear about who finds them on social media. So I'm going to try it out, see how it goes. So welcome to anyone who has just joined in. We're just kind of hanging out at the drawing board tonight. So I am periodically looking at the screen. In fact, I'm going to take a quick peek at it right now. So if anybody has comments, questions, anything like that, if I don't see it during the live broadcast, I will try to follow up in the comment thread afterwards. So, just going to mosey on along here. Sorry, I'm trying to do like 5 things at once. So, bear with me. Apologize for the brief delay. All right. Having a minor technical difficulty at the moment, but should be resolved shortly, I'm hoping. Okay, sorry about that. And I'm just going to clean up some of the stray pencil marks right now. Sometimes for these sketches, I'll actually leave them in because, you know, I guess it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in, really. Sometimes I think it gives this type of thing a little more character, and since this is just sort of a quick sketch that we're part of Art Drops, yeah, I'll clean this one up a little bit. All right, so if you were here last week, if you did happen to pop into that one, this is who we drew last week, just to give a quick break here. So here's the Darth Maul sketch. This is going to be one of the art drop pieces. And if you have just tuned in, basically what the art drop is I take some original sketches, original artwork. I will hide them in various places, public spaces. I'll leave a clue on social media, and first one to find it gets to keep it. So, just kind of a fun little bonus event for anyone who might be going to Star Wars Celebration this year. And if you're not going to Star Wars Celebration, if you happen to be in St. Lucie or the Treasure Coast area, I will most likely be doing one locally during Free Comic Book Day, which is first Saturday in May. If you have been watching this whole time and you're hearing me repeat myself, then I apologize. So the two main pens that I happen to be, well, actually, I just added a third one. So the pens that I have so far used tonight, I don't know if you can see that, Faber-Castell Artist Pen SX, same line of pens, just the S size. And they also make these really cool brush pens. This is the Cold Gray. So, there's just a few of the tools. I have lots of miscellaneous pens hanging around, so. Welcome to anyone who might be hanging out. If you have made it this long through the whole thing, you deserve a merit badge. So thanks. Appreciate you hanging out for a little while. Sure, I'm probably not getting these patterns exactly right. But hey, taking a little bit of artistic license, I guess. I do have some reference material up on the screen behind me, which is why I keep checking back just to compare. But I'm not keeping it as exact as I probably should. And I also figure I'll just make this one in black and white, so. All right, we see we got a couple people still hanging in there, so thank you. Playing this one by ear tonight. We'll see about how long we go. Last week, I think we were on for about a half hour, but I had most of that work already done, so just save for a little bit of touch up. So we're gonna just kind of hang out for a little bit, and I'm probably not gonna finish this whole thing during the broadcast because frankly I tend to go back and tweak things. It's just a habit. I'm hopeful, and there might be some rumors to this effect circulating the internet. I haven't checked in recently, but I'm hopeful that Ahsoka might actually one day end up live action in a film. I mean, let's face it, spoiler alert if you have not seen Rogue One yet. I may just spoil something here. I think for a lot of people, one of the coolest things about that film was Darth Vader at the end. And could you imagine if he were to square off against Ahsoka in a spin-off film of some sort? It may very well be already in the works, and I just don't know about it, and somebody out there might be saying you're an idiot because that has been announced for however long. I don't know. I am just rambling. All right, we're gonna... So now I am going to break into some of the Copic markers. So here's what I have here. These are mostly grayscale, although I see that's in the wrong spot. I have all my colors in another coffee jug. So anybody who's still watching, are any of you heading up to Star Wars Celebration in Orlando? Or down to Star Wars Celebration in Orlando, depending on where you're watching from? So that was the Cool Gray number 3, seat 3 there. I am, let's try a neutral 4. Add to that. if anybody is still left out there. If anybody is still watching, go ahead, feel free to throw me a quick comment so I know. Sometimes I don't necessarily see everyone as they're going on. And if not, then we might start to wind this down. I will leave the time lapse going, and I will finish filming that. But I think I'm probably about to let the live stream wrap up. So, any final thoughts? Anyone out there have a question or two? Feel free to throw them in the chat, and I'm going to take a look at it here momentarily as I get ready to wind down that portion of this at least. Be sure and keep an eye on the Facebook page here, as I will post the time lapse here once it's ready, or at least within the next couple of days or so. I will also, the live stream that you're watching right now will also archive and replay here. And then head on over. My website is ChristopherArnoldDesigns.com. There you can get information on the art drops. You can also get links out to my various social media. Otherwise, I am going to go ahead and power down the live stream. Thanks to everyone who gave a quick watch this evening, and stay tuned for the finished piece. All right, thanks everyone. Good night.